and shit. In the hood, paradise, you still in the six. I gave some time, bitch, you allow. Yeah, check out the watch, though. Yeah, I gotta keep it still. Yeah, 30 round, that's a steno. Yeah, everybody got it still. Brought her to my amazing place. Came a long way from session 8. Yeah, okay, but I still live like session 8. Gangster, blood, shooter, killer, robber, finesse. Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out?
Young Nudy was born Quantavious Thomas in Atlanta, Georgia in December of 1992. His nickname of Nudy actually comes from his grandmother. This is because she did not know if she wanted to call him by the nickname of Nuki or Noonie, so she came up with the name Nudy. Growing up, Nudy did not like going to school and used to fight with his teachers frequently because he did not like authority figures. This is one of the things that led to him dropping out of school in the 10th grade. Before getting more into the video though, if you haven't already done it yet, go follow my Instagram. That would be greatly appreciated. You guys can always reach out and show me some love. It's all good. Make sure to let me know where you're tuning in from, especially if you're from Atlanta. Comment down below your favorite Young Nudy projects, songs, how you found them, etc. But back to the story, and rapping was something that Nudy always did for fun, even back when he was younger. It was only for fun, which is why he did not take it seriously at the time. When Nudy was 19, he had an uncle that tried to get him to do music seriously. Nudy was involved in the streets, so he did not pay his uncle any attention. His uncle went as far as to put money behind his nephew to get him going. Studio time is one of the things that he paid for, but Nudy just simply would not show up. The moment that really changed Nudy's life is when his cousin, rapper 21 Savage, was trying to get him to feature on the song Air It Out. Seeing his cousin taking rap seriously surprised him. One day, 21 Savage called up Nudy to shoot a music video for the song. Being stubborn, Nudy did not want to do the video. 21 tried to convince him, Nudy's friends tried to convince him, and even his own mother tried to tell him that he needed to do the video. After some thought, Nudy went ahead and did the video, which was definitely a smart move by him because that video now has over 53 million views on YouTube. The video was released in October of 2015.
Pull up and I got a stick on me now. I got a stick on me now.
Receiving some buzz from the song, Nudy went on to shoot and release the music video for his own song 30 Hangout later that year in December. But 2015 is when Nudy met a man who significantly altered and impacted his career. That man is the rapper, producer, and engineer Pierre Bourne. The two met at a studio in Atlanta. After seeing each other a couple times, Pierre informed Nudy that he was also a producer, which led to Pierre sneaking Nudy into the studio to record. Then one day, Pierre disappeared because he had some personal issues at the time, but in due time, the two reconnected. Closing out the talk about 2015 though, and Nudy released 2 mixtapes this year. He released a mixtape titled Paradise City and a collab mixtape with Courtney Money titled Paradise to East Atlanta. Now we get to 2016, and Nudy refers to this year as one of the worst years of his life. He got locked up and would not get released until the summertime. Once he was home, he got to work and went on to release his breakout mixtape Slimeball in August of 2016. Super hard mixtape with my favorite track hands down being Yeah Yeah. The version on streaming services is alright due to sample clearance issues, but the original version is insane.
Yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, money, yeah.
This is one of the many songs from Young Nudy to be popular on TikTok. Nudy has actually said that Lil Uzi wanted to get on this song. This never happened, but a feature from Uzi back in 2016 definitely would have taken that song and maybe Nudy's career to a whole other level. The cover of Slimeball has the character Chucky on it, who is the main antagonist in the Child's Play slasher film franchise. In an interview, when asked about when did Chucky become part of his brand, Young Nudy said, "Shoot, goddamn with Slimeball 1, it was just something cool just to put with that stuff. At first, I didn't want to do it, cause I was sitting here thinking, if I do the Chucky doll stuff, MFers gonna be thinking, oh, he trying to be like Savage, cause Savage got the Jason stuff, you feel me? But it got to the point, like, well, I don't give a F, I like Chucky. Chucky remind me of me. When he on his stuff, he on his stuff. And everything funny. He devilish as hell. Chucky remind me of the old me, when I was probably about like 18. Those were my Chucky days for real." Unfortunately, a couple months after Slimeball dropped, everything went wrong again. Young Nudy got locked up once more and would not be home until December of that year, right before his birthday. Once he got out, he got to work again and went on to drop Slimeball 2 in February of 2017. This is the mixtape that got Nudy really rolling, especially with the song EA featuring his cousin 21 Savage.
What you talking about? You can't hang out. Please don't try to jump off the porch. You too old now.
Pure Black Air Force energy every time I hear this song. This song is so hard that in 2021 there was a college graduation party that they were playing EA at and the floor literally caved in. The clip is insane. Also, EA went platinum in 2022, making this Nudy's first platinum song ever. Later on in 2017, in September of that year, Nudy dropped the mixtape Nudy Land, which I think is actually neck and neck with sli'merre as his best project, but that's just my opinion. There's so many good songs on the tape, but the standout to me is the infectious track Hell Shell.
Nah, don't tell me. Yeah, I see you too here. Yeah, send me to hell.
Pierre wanted to rap on this beat at first, but when he presented it to Nudy, he ended up taking it. Though Nudy killed it, I'm sure Pierre would have done a good job on the beat. After the release of Nudy Land, Nudy signed a deal with RCA Records, which led to the release of Slimeball 3 in August of 2018. This is the tape in the trilogy that's the most different. It doesn't have any features excluding the bonus track Zone 6 remix, and there's only one beat from Pierre, which is the song $1. Pierre primarily produced the first two mixtapes, and the first two had features. I think Do That and Sherbert are the two best songs from Slimeball 3, with me giving the slight edge to Sherbert.
Dance, singing, it's romantic. Get you at your panties, hit you with this jam.
With the release of Slimeball 3, things were starting to heat up for him. He had a promising music career and was now signed to a label. Nudy seemed to have left trouble behind him, but Nudy was in for a rude awakening at the start of 2019.
Silent shooters like deadly assassins. Catch them about it, come pick up their paper. Sometimes I keep it, they say it's a favor. Put them on a FIFA, popping the hater.
In February of 2019, Nudy and his cousin 21 Savage were riding in a car in Atlanta, Georgia when they were pulled over by police and got arrested. 21 Savage was arrested by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, aka ICE, and was charged with being in the United States illegally from Britain. Young Nudy was charged with aggravated assault and violation of the Georgia Gang Act. On February 19th, Nudy was granted $100,000 bail and got released the next day. According to Nudy's attorney, the warrants for his arrest stemmed from an incident that occurred 2 years previous. He believed that Nudy was innocent and that this was a case of mistaken identity. His attorney also added that Nudy was taking these charges very seriously and that if law enforcement had contacted them directly, they would have voluntarily surrendered. Nudy and 21 Savage would not beat this case until 4 years later in 2023. Despite dealing with this legal issue, Nudy dropped the project Faded in the Booth with little notice to his fans. He dropped the cover art and then the project several hours later.
I like a China man. I got this sticking from Africa. My hyenas, they coming right after you. I'm a boss, so you know I'm a trapper, bro.
A fun fact is that Faded in the Booth was recorded entirely in a motel. Nudy has said that he loves recording in motels. In May of 2019, young Nudy dropped his collab mixtape with Pierre called Slimeball. In an interview with Billboard, Nudy said that he had started working on Slimeball in January of that year, except for songs like Extendo and Long Time, which he had already made. The rest of the songs were made in January, and he stayed in Miami for about a month recording music. This was different for him because he was used to going to the studio in Atlanta. When Nudy was in Miami, Pierre wasn't even with him. Pierre sent young Nudy about 200 beats to pick from, with Nudy favoriting beats with weird noises because other people hated them. Sli'merre without a doubt is Nudy's best project top to bottom. No skips, all the songs bang, and the beats are incredible. Long Ride and Extendo are the tracks that get the most replays from me, but Extendo featuring Uzi takes the cake.
Yeah, I'ma play you like Nintendo. Yeah, extendo. Yeah, extendo. Yeah, I gotta keep extendo.
As I explained earlier, Uzi wanted in on the song Yeah Yeah, but that never happened. Sometime later, Nudy informed Uzi that he was dropping another project and wanted him as a feature. This is how Uzi ended up on Extendo. Afterwards, Uzi asked Nudy for a feature swap. Young Nudy wouldn't feature on an Uzi song until 2020 with the song Money Spread for the deluxe version of Eternal Take. It's unclear if this was the swap or if they had other collabs that never came out before that. Of course, I cannot talk about Slimeball without talking about the song Pissy Pamper, aka Kid Cudi. The story behind this track is that it was previewed before Slimeball released and the track ended up leaking, which complicated the sample clearance process. Pissy Pamper was supposed to be the first song on Slimeball and Long Time was supposed to be the second. Upon the song being leaked, it exploded in popularity. Playboi Carti featured on the song, and it was his part of the song that went viral. He performed this at some shows, which built more hype for it, and an unofficial upload under the title Kid Carti climbed to #1 on Spotify's US Viral 50 chart. It got to the point where Pierre previewed a different version of the song with Nudy and Carti's vocals on a different beat, but it just didn't hit the same.
They be talking about it, but don't know who he don't. They be talking about it, but don't know who he don't.
Yeah, it just did not hit the same, and granted, it was a small clip, but I can definitely tell that that beat was not knocking like the first one. In June of 2019, Young Nudy's DJ claimed that the final mix of the song was going to officially premiere on a BBC radio show, but I don't know what became of this. There was also the thing of Playboi Carti teasing the song before the release of his album Whole Lotta Red. The song Kid Cudi looked like it was actually going to get a feature from Kid Cudi himself on it, which was insane to think about at the time. But when Whole Lotta Red dropped, the song did not appear on the album. There's just so much stuff out there about the song, and 2 months after Slimeball dropped, Young Nudy did an interview talking about Pissy Pamper. I don't really give a damn, but dudes love that Carti verse. It's fire. That's something I had to learn in the music industry. Sometimes you think you made the best song in the world and someone come out the blue talking about you can't use that sample. You just gotta move on. A year after the leak, when questioned about the song, Nudy said that it would come one special day and his fans will be very happy. It might just come out the blue. As of 2024, we don't have the song officially as far as on DSPs. In a way, I kind of feel bad for Nudy because if that song came out in 2019, his career would have been way different. Cardi became a star after the release of his album Whole Lotta Red in 2020, so one can imagine what could have happened to Nudy if that song released. On the bright side of things, he featured on the Dreamville song Down Bad, which was released in the summer of 2019. The song peaked at number 64 on the Billboard Hot 100. As of 2022, the song is platinum. Young Nudy did not release another project until the next year in February of 2020 with the project titled Anyways. Blue Cheese Salad, produced by Coop, is a certified banger.
13 carrying that thunder. Mama had carried me out of the house because she found with a chopper and I'm like,
Young Nudy did not really do much for the rest of 2020. He featured on his cousin's song Snitches and Rats for his Savage Mode 2 album that released in October of that year. The song peaked at number 61 on the Billboard Hot 100. He also featured on Gucci Mane's song Nasty for his project Gucci Mane Presents So Icy Summer. This would be Nudy and Gucci's first collaboration, and previous to this song, they actually did not really rock with each other. The story goes that in 2017, Gucci posted some pics on Instagram saying that he still runs Bouldercrest, and Nudy did not take too kindly to this. He then posted a photo of himself at the same Texaco gas station that Gucci was pictured at, and Nudy said that the last time he checked, PDE ran Bouldercrest and that they did not know Gucci because he doesn't be in the hood. I'm glad that since then, they have seemed to patch things up. 2021 ended up being a year that Nudy garnered a lot of attention. In May of 2021, Nudy dropped his album Dr. Evil or Dr. E4L. The unfortunate thing about Nudy's last project anyways was that it dropped in February of 2020, which was a month before the world shut down for a while because of we know what. This really affected the promotion of the album. There were some artists who chose to drop a lot of music during quarantine, but Nudy instead just took a little break and started to go through comments to see what kind of music people wanted him to make. Fans kept telling him Slimeball 1 and rough type of music. Young Nudy had also spent a lot of time watching scary movies, which sparked the inspiration for his album Dr. E4L. The promotion for this album was really cool, with Nudy having a haunted house themed album release party. Fans would not have to wait much longer because Nudy managed to drop another album 3 months later in August. This was initially supposed to drop a month after Dr. E4L in June, but it got delayed to August. The project was drastically different due to it being more trap sounding. The song Green Bean is that joint from this album to me.
just follow the move and finish the mission. Then I put a big gun in their mouth and I clean up shit. Yeah, I like the dance.
Around the time this album was released, Nudy was working on a project titled Spaced Out. It was inspired by outer space, but as of today, this project has never been released. I'm definitely anxious to hear what this might have sounded like. 2022 is when Nudy tried to put Baby Drill on. Baby Drill is signed to his label Paradise East Records. He was featured on the Rich Shooter album, and Nudy dropped the song Dunsane with him this year, and that was the lead single to his upcoming mixtape. That mixtape would be EA Monster, which was released in August of 2022. Really tough tape from Nudy. The highlight of this tape for me is the song Ready, which was produced by Coop. I think Coop works very well with Nudy aside from Pierre.
I know I be out here with that fit, trying to kill somebody cause they getting it.
3 more notable things happened in 2022 with Nudy being sampled on the intro and outro for the Drake and 21 Savage song Rich Flex for their album Her Loss. They sampled his verified interview on Genius, which was hilarious. At the end of 2022, Nudy featured on the song Umbrella with his cousin 21 Savage on Metro Boomin's Heroes and Villains album. The song was a hit, peaking at number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100. Being on Rich Flex and Umbrella was good for Nudy, but he was going through it in December when nearly 200 of his songs leaked on the internet. This obviously infuriated Nudy, who promised to find the leakers and beat them up. He wasn't the only rapper affected because people like Young Thug and Gunna had to deal with the same thing. But Young Nudy didn't let this hold him back though, because 2 months later he dropped another project. This was his Gumbo album, which was released in February of 2023. I was extremely hyped for this album because amongst Young Nudy fans, it was a thing that whenever he had a food name as a song title, it was going to be fire. Songs like Sunflower Seeds, Barbecue, Blue Cheese Salad, Loaded Baked Potato, Green Bean, etc. So Nudy decided to make a concept album surrounding this with Gumbo. This project was really good for the most part. Couple songs that I wasn't really feeling, but I knew one song was going to be a hit out of the gate, and that's the song Peaches and Eggplants. I remember when Nudy previewed this song and Passion Fruit before the album. I knew that Peaches and Eggplants was going to catch on, and it did. Sometimes you can make the biggest hit of your career without trying, and that's exactly what Young Nudy did. He was messing around in the studio when he came up with the hook for the song, which is hilarious. It was 21 Savage's idea to hop on the song after he heard it one day. The song was very popular on TikTok, which played a part in it becoming Nudy's most successful single to date. The track peaked at number 33 on the Billboard Hot 100. As of May of this year, the song is double platinum. As far as the rest of the year, he featured on a few songs, but nothing really notable. The same thing applied for the first half of this year until Nudy dropped his highly teased single, John Wayne, produced by Metro Boomin. The song was previewed as far back as 2021, so it was a long time coming. Some people believe that this meant that there was a possibility that Nudy's next project could be a collab project with Metro. This is what I initially thought, but there was also fans who believed that Nudy's next project would be Slimeball 4. But this turned out to be wrong because sli'merre 2 was revealed to be Nudy's next project. Nudy posted the cover art to the project along with the month that it was dropping to the delight of fans. This led to him dropping the single Right Now. This is where we're at now at the time I'm recording this. The next part of this video will be my reaction to the album once it comes out.
Yeah, gas stove. Yeah, burglar bar those. Yeah, pole.
So I just got done listening to Slimeball. I absolutely did not know that it was going to drop today. I thought that it was going to drop Thursday night, technically Friday, whatever. For me, it's Thursday at 11 p.m. Pretty much almost midnight, but whatever, you get what I mean. So it dropping today like really confused me. I found out because I was on Twitter. I was trying to figure out what happened on NXT. I was trying to see what happened with Javon Evans, my boy Trick Williams, and my girl Jada Parker, man. If you know, you know. Miss Parker, whatever though. So I was like, dang, Slimeball 2 dropped. So I went, listened to Slimeball. Listen, I'm one of those guys, I have to listen to an album multiple times in order for me to like really come up with a consensus of what I feel like it. Off of first listen, it's definitely gonna have to grow on me. I'm not gonna lie, definitely gonna have to grow on me. What I can say though is that there are some songs that I really do like from this album. Loaded is, to me, is the best song on the album, bar none. Loaded, very, very hard song. Splash is a really, really good song too. Those two songs I added to my playlist. And then of course, I really like the single Right Now. That single, really, really good. So those are the three songs that I really said that I really do like from this album. There are some that I think are cool, and maybe after I replay them a couple of times, I might like them more. So far, I've only listened to the album on my AirPods. I definitely am going to have to blast this in the whip to see how I truly feel. But yeah, man, first listen, like I said, I really can't form it off of just one opinion. For example, I hated T-Lot 4, Pierre Bourne's album, when it first came out. I absolutely hated it. But then I re-listened to the album and I absolutely loved it, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time. In closing, I feel like Young Nudy has one of the best discographies that the mass amount of rap fans do not talk about. His discography is insane. Come on, man. The first three Slimeballs, Nudy Land, sli'merre, come on, man. EA Monster, Gumbo. I'm just saying, like, his discography is insane. I don't feel like enough people talk about it, but he really doesn't have any, I can say, genuine misses in his discography. He's always very consistent. He has his own lane, his own style, and come on, man, he just like that for real. But all in all, let me know in the comments what you feel about the video, Young Nudy's career. However you feel about Young Nudy, let me know in the comment section below. I'm about to get out of here though, so thank you guys for watching until the end. Peace.